Story today is tomorrow.
Yes.
The state is reopening. The question is, what does that mean? Does that mean we should all just go back to like pre-COVID?
Yes, especially since we're also talking about Cal OSHA taking in a couple more days before it finalizes what its recommendations are. So there's some things to weed through here, a lot of questions still unanswered, and try and help us get a little clarity on all of this. We're joined this morning by San Francisco employment lawyer Steve Hirschfeld. Good morning, Steve. Nice to see you again here on the show.
Hello, Stephen.
Good morning.
I say it like that because we happen to get this free legal advice.
Yes.
Because in full disclosure, Stephen is my brother.
We've got an in.
So basically, we're going to get a whole bunch. We're going to ask you questions that everybody wants to ask a lawyer, but we don't want to pay a lawyer to find out. Okay?
I'm sorry. The meter's going to the background. It's hard to hear you here, but anyway.
So I think, number one, people want to know whether they're an employer or a worker. What are my rights, right? Like, do I have a right to say I'm not vaccinated? Do I have a right not to wear a mask? What are my rights?
Yes.
All right. So first of all, hold your horses because this whole thing is up in the air.
Okay.
Last week, Cal OSHA passed a bunch of rules. They got so much static, they revoked them because they directly conflicted with what federal law did. And on top of that, we've got the governor doing what he's doing. So it's going to be at least the next few days before this hopefully settles in. But you know, when you talk about what rights you have, actually the big issue right now is whether or not you can compel employees to be vaccinated. And there's a case that just came down literally at the end of this week in Houston, Texas, which found that the Houston hospital could mandate vaccine, which was a little bit surprising to most of us at the time.
That's okay. Your iPhone keeps going to black, but we hear you the whole time.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep going. Yeah, I heard about that because can they say that I have to be vaccinated? Like, let's say I work, that's a hospital, a restaurant.
Right.
You know, so suddenly I have to wear a mask and be vaccinated, where another job might say, well, you don't.
Yeah, and that's going to be the difficult thing because you got a lot of local businesses that are trying to get reopened. What are they allowed to require of their employees and of their customers? It's kind of gray.
Well, so here's the thing. Right now, the shots are on emergency authorization, right? The vaccines. And so there is an issue as to whether or not you can compel employees to take those shots, given the fact that it isn't fully been approved by the FDA.
Okay.
The case that came down last week, which is the first one, the Houston hospital said, even though it's on emergency authorization, if an employer wants to mandate it, they can. Not sure in California, our courts would take the same position. Most employers are waiting a couple of months to have this all sorted out. What's mostly happening right now is employers are strongly encouraging vaccinations. In some cases, are paying bonuses or incentives to get people vaccinated. Beyond that, the issue we're all waiting on is if you've got folks that are vaccinated versus unvaccinated, what are you going to do about masking? Last week, Cal OSHA screwed the whole thing up by saying if even one person in the workplace is unvaccinated, everyone has to wear masks. That is not what the CDC or federal law is saying. We think what's ultimately going to happen is it's going to come out and say that if employees are unvaccinated, and you are allowed to get them to certify whether they're vaccinated or not, if they're unvaccinated, to wear a mask. If they're vaccinated, they're fine. We think that's where it's going to come out in the next few days.
Okay. So there's no issue then with health status, privacy. An employer does have the right to ask you to verify whether or not you've been vaccinated or not, because they have to account, right? Okay.
Correct. Yeah, you have to. The employer wants to keep track of that. But there are sensitive, confidential medical issues involved, so they're going to segregate that information. They're not going to disclose it publicly. They're going to keep those documentations separately from, for example, somebody's personnel file. But they are allowed to ask and get certification.
Okay, so this is not going to set up a situation of everybody's wondering in the office whose fault is it that we have to wear a mask or who had a COVID outbreak. Like we read a story today that says if there's a COVID outbreak at your work, then everybody has to wear a mask. But
what constitutes an
outbreak
these days?
And before they'd send us all home, will they send us home now or what?
Yeah, we have to. That's still got to be sorted out. But I will tell you that there is going to be knowledge of who's not vaccinated, because if the employer says we want proof of it, and the rules are the way we think they're going to be, employees who are unvaccinated are going to have to wear masks, which is
you're going to have two classes.
You know, who's going to have them stand out?
You're going to have two classes of employees.
What's that?
You're going to have two classes of employees, and yeah, you're going to have that segregation at the workplace.
Well, it's not really segregation, right? Because remember what the CDC has said is those people that are vaccinated basically are fine. It's the unvaccinated who are taking a major risk by not getting vaccinated. So the theory is, look, if you don't want to, or if you have a religious or medical exemption, that's fine. You're just going to have to socially distance and wear a mask. So for those folks, it's not really a matter of segregation, but they're going to have to be more careful. And yeah, people are pretty much going to figure out who didn't get a vaccine.
Okay, and then you have the other layer on top of all of this, which is, oh, by the way, any business like a restaurant or you know, a ballpark can make their own rules, or the Gap, you know. So then you got that on top of it. Like, what people say, what are my rights as an American? I want to go into the Gap. I don't know.
Okay, so first of all, forget about the issue of rights. There's no rights here. It's not a First Amendment right. No, this is private property and private businesses.
Okay.
So if, for example, the Giants, the Warriors, or the Cap wanted to say, we don't really care what the law says to be super safe, we want everybody to wear a mask, they have the right to do that. And the theory is, if you don't like it, go someplace else. That's the issue that came up last week in Houston, where the Houston court case said that, hey, listen, if you don't like it, go to a hospital that doesn't require masks. So, I mean, but again, employers are going to have some difficulty here because they don't want to alienate their customers.
Right.
So I think where we're going to end up on this thing is that they're going to strongly encourage their customers who don't get vaccinated. You're not going to be able to prove in every case when they come in whether they were vaccinated or not. But they're just going to tell them, listen, you're taking a real risk, and we would strongly encourage you to wear a mask. I think that's where it's all going to shake out.
And I wonder if you see trouble down the road because, like you just said, they can say, I don't care what the state says, like a business, we're going to require this. You set up this fight. You said it's not about rights, but it has become politicized. And let's say somebody says, I don't want to comply. Yeah,
so you know, there was this case last week, it was an issue in Michigan last week about Michigan cherries, I guess, are a pretty big deal. So they have these two cherry stands right near each other, competitors. One said mask, one didn't say mask, and it became this huge cause célèbre in the town as to who was going to visit which cherry stand based on whether they took an aggressive position on masks. So I don't know.
Interesting. Well, and here's another thing, too. Daria and I were talking off camera about employers are saying, okay, people come back to the office now because we're past June 15th or whatever.
Right.
If an employee is uncomfortable coming back to the workplace and would rather continue working remotely from home until every employee is vaccinated or whatever, you know, whatever condition they want to put on that, does an employer have the authority to compel somebody to come back to a physical office space even if not everybody's vaccinated?
Well, when you say compel, look, I mean, this is America. You're not going to put a gun to somebody's head and force them to go to work. But the reality is you're going to say that if you want to continue to work here, you've got to come back to work. Yes. The only issue is if they test positive or if they have COVID. It's been clear so far that an employee's trepidation about coming back, either because they don't want to be around other people or whatever, that is not a legitimate basis for an employee's refusal to come back to work. The employer has the right to require that.
I wonder if that was kind of a school district thing, too. I know a lot of the teachers were concerned. Little kids have only started getting vaccinated. And remember, the teachers were concerned, gosh, I got to go to my workplace, the school, and the kids could give me COVID.
Right. Well, look, thankfully, I don't think we're going to have this big issue in the Bay Area. You know, I was reading the paper this morning that I think we're numero uno in the country now with like 70% of the people over 12 being vaccinated. It's fantastic. I represent employers in other states where they're having a much bigger problem. Or if you go way up north toward Oregon, they're having big issues with employees not wanting to get vaccinated and customers not wanting to vaccinate. But in the Bay Area itself, most of the counties around us, I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue.
Okay, well, very good.
Yeah, and so I guess we're just waiting on Cal OSHA now to come forward with more clear guidelines. Is that the next step we're kind of really waiting on?
Yeah, so here's the problem. We got federal and state and local rules, right? So you've got California's going to reopen on the 15th, but we have to, and that's just generally in society in terms of what the rules are. But Cal OSHA governs the workplace. So allegedly on the 17th, they're going to come down with some new rules that probably are not going to go into effect at the end of June. So what I'm telling my clients in California is it's business as usual in terms of masking until Cal OSHA rules otherwise. So even though we're opening up on the 15th, hold your horses a little bit until Cal OSHA gives us the green light.
Oh, we get that for free? Because Nexstar and our boss actually gave us that memo, and they were wondering, and they were like, listen, we're confused. We're making everybody do the same thing until we know otherwise.
And that's probably...
No, that's the right advice right now.
Yeah.
It really is. You just got to wait. Unfortunately, I wish it was clear from the beginning. It never was.
Yeah.
And it's just a series of decentralized sets of rules. For now, employers should be requiring masking until we hear otherwise.
Okay, and can I come over without a mask now and see you?
You can.
Thank you.
Because we've both been vaccinated. It's all good.
It's all
Okay.
good.
Thanks, Steve. All right.
I was.
David, thank you very much.
All right.
We really appreciate your insights on this morning.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
All
You
right.
bet.
We'll be right back.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye,
Take
you
care.
too.